Welcome back to my second um, podcast episode. That is right. We're going to do more of the podcast episode. So this is the episode 2, and I think I'm going to call this Jarvey's Random Podcast. That's what I called it on YouTube. If there's a better name, I'll definitely update that. But if you want to see these live, I do stream them live on Twitch, which is twitch.tv/JarveyRocks. That is twitch.tv/JarveyRocks. And I post them on my second channel, which is Jarvey Rocks 2. It's officially now called Jarvey Rocks 2. TWO, it's spelled 2. And I'm going to post these podcasts. Even though I'm recording this the next day when I uploaded my first podcast, this will be going next week, so this upcoming week. So this is the 6th. This will be uploaded a few days before. I'm not sure when it'll be uploaded to my second YouTube channel, but it'll be uploaded definitely a few days before the Game Awards, because I'm going to be talking about stuff that is the Game Awards. So let's talk about that. So again, I'm going to be on my second YouTube channel, which is Jarvey Rocks 2, and it's spelled TWO. And I do have a main channel, which is Jarvey Rocks. That's my main channel, which is called Jarvey Rocks. And I am doing a new style video. I'm no longer doing gaming news video. This is going to all be on my second channel. But the new style videos I'm doing on my main channel, just Jarvey Rocks, is just edited playthroughs. Like, it's me playing through the entirety of a game, and then I'm editing them into one video. So there's that, and they also have better video face cam quality. I'm just using my webcam, but for my main videos on my main channel, I use a camera that my friends bought me, an actual camera. So the quality of the face cam is definitely much better on my main channel. And I do a lot of editing. I mostly want to focus on editing videos and possibly post short films in the future. So go check out my main channel on YouTube, which is Jarvey Rocks. Go subscribe to my second channel, Jarvey Rocks 2, and follow me on Twitch. I also have a Blue Sky. Follow me on Blue Sky, which is at jarveyrocks.bsky.social. So give me a follow there as well. And let's just talk about the news. So the first story is Dead Space IP is currently on ice at EA and has zero plans to bring it back, according to Insider Gaming. Some employees have hope that EA will sell off the IP to costs once the deal goes through. The deal that they're being bought by, I think maybe are they called PIF? I'm not really sure. I just know they're like a group is buying EA, and some employees are hoping that EA will sell it off. And you know what? Fucking sell it off. Holy shit, sell it off. I want a new Dead Space game. And Dead Space Remake was so good, but because of fucking EA's ridiculous, and I mean fucking ridiculous high expectations, it was a flop to them, even though other horror game developers would have seen it as a success, especially for a remake of a game. My God, EA is fucking moronic. They're idiots. I hate EA. They make so many fucking bad decisions. Holy shit. And this is just, again, it's one of them. This is just awful. I hate this. I hate this so much. Like, this is just so fucking dumb. And it's because of EA's high expectations of games. Like, games have to sell billions of dollars in EA for it to be considered a success. And even though Dead Space did sell a good amount of copies, it was like in the millions. It was a high number, and somewhere close to their budget, the development budget. EA still is like, nah, it didn't do that great. And it's so awful because a lot of people don't realize, and this is a true fact, horror is still a niche genre. It's still a niche genre. So of course you're not going to make Call of Duty numbers when you fucking release a horror game. You have to realize that when you're developing a horror game. Of course you're going to get low numbers. You're not going to get Call of Duty levels of success when you're making a horror game, because horror games are still niche. It's still a niche, and even though it's growing every day, it's still very much a niche. Mostly people who do play new horror games and stuff, they're not really horror fans. They will just play one horror game because they heard a couple people say, it's good, it was good, but they wouldn't go out and look for other horror games unless they heard from someone else saying, it's a good horror game. But horror's still niche. Horror's still very niche, and it's still being like, you can still say it's niche when you fucking look at box office results of newer horror movies. If you actually look at results, why do you think horror movies are made cheap? Because they're made cheap so they can make back their money. You're not going to see a Marvel level budget for a horror movie. Because movie studios have learned they're not going to make back that money if they spend Marvel levels of budgets on them. And for some reason, game developers have not learned that. And it's so fucking strange. It's so weird, and EA is awful. And you want to know how I feel about this whole thing? This is how I feel. This whole gif from Blade Runner. Look at him. Look at him. Look at him. He's upset, and then he gets up, and he's like, oh my god, fuck it. That's how I feel. That's how I feel about this whole thing. Like, this is from the Photoshop guy. I follow them on Twitter. And they were responding to this horrible fucking news. And I agree. This is awful, and it's I hate EA. Of course, I do love Respawn's games. Like, there's only two games that I care about in EA. It's the Star Wars Jedi games. And it's funny because I no longer even give a shit about Star Wars anymore. Like, when it comes to movies and stuff, like, I've completely, like, just given up on that. Like, with newer movies and stuff. Like, if they re-release an older movie, which I will talk about later, I will absolutely go and see a re-release. Because I went to see the re-release of Episode 3. I love that. It was, like, just nostalgia. I fucking love Episode 3. It's a great prequel movie. I like the prequels. I will defend the prequels. They're not as good as the originals, but I enjoy the prequels. But, so I don't really care about Star Wars that much. I only really care about Star Wars when it comes to, things outside of video games. Like, I don't really read comics of Star Wars or books, but if I hear there's a good book of Star Wars, I will go out and get it, because I feel like Disney gives more freedom to authors than they do the actual film developers, the filmmakers and shit. And with the video games, there has been more success to me in the terms of video games than there has been failures. And that's weird to say, because Battlefront, I didn't like Battlefront. I didn't like the first one. I didn't really like the second one either. And I hate Outlaws. I think Outlaws was a terrible fucking game. So it's just really just Jedi games that I like. So Respawn has headed out of the park with just two games. And I hope other games like Star Wars Eclipse, I think it's called. Yeah, Star Wars Eclipse. Made by Quantic Dreams, who I talked about in the first podcast, the first episode, with their Spellcaster game. I thought that was a stupid fucking decision. But I'm excited to see what Star Wars Eclipse is like if that has not been getting canceled, even though even though Quantum Dreams says it's not canceled, but we haven't heard anything about it for a while. So I hope it's not canceled. I'm excited to see what that game is like because I love Star Wars and I love Quantum Dreams narrative games. Um, I think they're good games and also goofy games. Like they have goofy moments that I find silly that I like about them, but they also have moments that I genuinely do like, and I think they're really good, good story games. So let's hope Eclipse is fucking great, and let's hope a game that we'll be talking about later on is great. That's Star Wars related. Zero Company, which is not I'm not gonna be that's not the game I'm talking about later on. It's a different game that I'll be talking about later on in this episode. But Zero Company looks good. I'm not really a big fan of XCOM games. I played a little bit of XCOM 2, and I enjoyed what I played, but I never really fully got into the game. So maybe with the Star Wars IP, I'll be like, okay, this will probably kick me into that style of turn-based game. But I do like turn-based games, but more like Final Fantasy and Pokemon. The style of turn-based games I like more. Also Clear Obscura. Those type of turn-based games I like more than I do like strategy games. So I don't know. I've played what I've played of XCOM 2. I did enjoy. I thought it was a little fun, but I never really saw myself really getting into it. So hopefully Zero Company is. It does. Hopefully that is really good, and I'm excited to play it. And it's being helped by Respawn. They're not the main developers, but they're helping the main developers. So I'm definitely excited for Zero Company. I definitely think it's going to be 10 times better than fucking Outlaws. I hate Outlaws. That was a terrible game. That was a terrible game. But hopefully the game that I'll be talking about later on, which I'm just going to scroll over, you can see right over here. Yeah, I'll be talking about it a little bit. You probably just saw that, what it was, just a little image. But it was a Star Wars game that I'm excited for. That I do need to play the original version of it. Ooh, it's a remake. What does that mean? Yeah, just you gotta stay and watch. So let's start with the next story. And I did originally want to talk about this when I was planning, not when I was planning the podcast, but I was like, I was out and about, and I was thinking about doing a podcast, and I saw that this trailer got released, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna talk about this on the podcast when I actually do it. And then when I did it, I just forgot about it. And the same thing with the next story after that. But Iron Lung finally got a new trailer and a release date, and the release date is January 30th, I believe. It does say at the end of this, yeah, January 30th. And what they're doing is there's limited theaters, but you can request it for your local theater. So if you have a local theater, specifically indie theaters, more smaller owned theaters, not something like AMC, the big name theater, but a more smaller independent theater, you can probably request this movie and they will most likely say, yeah, if there's a lot of people who are really, really excited to watch it. And I watched this trailer. Now, if you don't know what Iron Lung is, this is a video game adaptation. So this is a full-length movie directed by Markiplier. It's going to be released in theaters, and his plan is he's going to release it limitedly for select theaters, and then after like a month, maybe a month or two, he's going to release it to streaming, unless the community is able to get it across the whole world. Then it might have a longer theatrical run. But Iron Lung is a horror game. You remember I talked about Dusk in the first episode? Dusk is that first-person boomer shooter game. The developer of that game, David, he made a smaller independent like horror game. He published it himself. And you are in a submarine. Like, you are in this little submarine. You can even see in the trailer. and basically you are a prisoner who who has the chance to be free, to be a free man. And basically, what he has to do is go to this planet that they found, like we found, and this planet is full of blood. It has a blood river or blood ocean. Yeah, it has a blood ocean. The whole ocean on this planet is full of blood. And you in the game, you have to explore and take photos. And basically, that's what he was doing here. He's taking photos of the scenery, and he's like bringing them, and so they can see what it is. And he is expendable because he's a prisoner. So either way, they're not really seeing a loss if he dies. But he has the chance to win his freedom back, and this is a movie directed by Markiplier, and it stars Markiplier, which I thought a lot of people were. I saw a lot of people saying like, I didn't even know he stars in this movie, but he does star in this movie, and he does. You do hear a second character in the trailer. I'm not really gonna play the audio, but you do hear a second voice in the trailer, like a female voice talking to Markiplier and stuff. But it seems like this movie is going to mostly just be him in the submarine. And I'm very excited for this. I didn't really, personally, when I tried playing the game myself, I didn't find it interesting. I just kind of found it a little bit boring, honestly. That's more on my fault than anything. But I loved watching people play the game. Like, I watched Markiplier play the game, and I watched other YouTubers. I think Jacksepticeye played it, if I remember correctly. And I loved watching them. Mr. Craven, I'm pretty sure, played it. So I watched those YouTubers play it. And Markiplier really loved the game to the point to where he asked if he could adapt it into a movie. And I like that he is going, like, I'm fully supporting Markiplier in this, because I like that he's going out and he's making what he wants, and he's not just going to try to completely live off of YouTube. He's going to try to make a career outside of YouTube. I hope he doesn't forget YouTube. I hope he still uploads to YouTube and stuff. But I think a lot of YouTubers, when they do this, they want to be more creative, but they also realize YouTube is not a long-lasting thing, and so I find it interesting, and that's the name of the developer, David. I can never really say his name correctly. And you can even see right there was this bloody river or bloody ocean, so it's very interesting. My outside of my nose, my nostrils just itches. You've probably noticed that. I don't know why it's itching. So, or this is probably like the female. This is probably the voice of the female that's been talking to Markiplier. Is probably what in the game. The character doesn't have a name, so I'm just gonna call him Markiplier. He might have a name in this movie, but as far as I know, just Markiplier. As far as I know, he had no name in the game. But I am excited for this movie. This trailer looks really good. Look at him just flip over. Ooh, I'm so excited. I loved his in space with Markiplier. I also liked a heist with Markiplier. But in space with Markiplier was my favorite that he did. It really was such a good game. It was a game. It was a choose your own adventure type game. I kind of wish Markiplier released it as a game instead of a YouTube video series. I think it would have done much better as a game than a YouTube video series. I think it just would have been cool. I would have liked to own it and be like, oh my gosh, I'm playing this on PC, on Steam. But yeah, no, I'm excited for this movie. I think it's going to be really good. I'm genuinely excited. This trailer is very interesting. And yeah, I think Markiplier is gonna do very well with directing. I think this really is gonna show him how well of a director he is, and I am just excited to see what Markiplier can do with this medium, and I hope he continues to make um more movies and also like tell original stories, not just doing adaptation and stuff. I kind of wish Jacksepticeye was able to adapt Soma because he was planning to do a Soma animated series and they just canceled it, and that sucks. I would have loved to see Jacksepticeye Jacksepticeye just make that. That would have been cool. Anyways, let's move on to the next story. And I was talking about Star Wars earlier. A newly restored version of the original theatrical version, before it became special edition, with the no CGI, no nothing, is the original version that people saw back in the 70s. And it got a newly restored version, and it will be released in theaters February 19th. 2027. My gosh. Finally, something Disney is doing good. We've been asking for Disney to release the original versions of movies, and I would love to own these officially because I technically don't own the original versions officially. I own a Blu-ray that is the fan restoration of the original theatrical cuts of the movie. And this just means there is no pointless added CGI, and Han Solo shoots first. While in the special editions that have the pointless CGI, like it has the Jabba the Hutt added scene in New Hope, it's just a CGI Jabba the Hutt, and it adds Han Solo dodging a blaster from Greedo, and then he shoots after. This is just completely an original version, and it's what we've been asking for so long since Disney bought. I honestly thought they would do this when Disney bought the Star Wars IP, and it's just so weird that it's finally just taken them this long, and it's at a point where I think a lot of Star Wars fans have just kind of given up for Star Wars, and I think this will make me go to the theater for a new Star Wars movie, but it won't make me go actually see a new Star Wars movie. I'm just going to see an old movie, and I'm truly excited. I don't think they mentioned anything about like a Blu-ray release for this. Yeah, we'll play it in a limited time. I hope we get a Blu-ray release for the entire trilogy. I hope they all return, but right now it's just return. It's just a New Hope. Which are they gonna call it a New Hope, or are they gonna keep it with the original name Star Wars? Which the later VHS editions, when Episode 1 was in development, they released the original theatrical versions alongside the special edition version on VHS, and it added new title cards. It added for A New Hope. It called it A New Hope, even though originally it was just called Star Wars. So I'm excited for that. Genuinely excited for that because I do love the original. I do love the original theatrical versions. There's a reason why I own them. On Blu-ray, I own them on Blu-ray, and I wanted them on Blu-ray. I didn't really want the DVD, the official DVD versions. I wanted the restored Blu-ray versions, and I got them on Blu-ray. But I had to, also, just to clarify, I have bought the special editions. I own the Blu-rays of the complete saga, so don't worry. I do have a Blu-ray of those movies, I just watch the the original theatrical versions, and I'm just so glad we're getting them in theaters, and I do hope we get an official release. So, because Disney, I'll give you money. I'll give you fucking money. Just give me the entire trilogy, the original theatrical trilogy, on an official Blu-ray with behind the scenes and all that shit. Like, I'll give you fucking money. Just fucking do that. Anyways, move on to the next story. Do you remember that game Dreams for the PlayStation 4? Dreams was a PlayStation 4 exclusive game that was made by the Little Big Planet developers. And basically the whole point of the game was that you can make full-on games. Like, not just like small little levels. You can make full-on games. Any type of game you want to make. You want to make a first-person shooter? You can do it. You want to make a point-and-click adventure game? You can do it. You want to make a 2D side scroller? You can do it. You want to make a 3D platformer? You can fucking do it. You want to make a visual novel? You can do it. You want to animate a movie entirely in Dreams? Guess what? You can do it. So a fan developer decided to make Banjo-Kazooie, a fan game for Dreams, which is a PlayStation 4 exclusive title, so you can only play this on PlayStation 4. They never updated it for PS5, which I thought was a missed opportunity, and they never ported it to PC, which was a bigger missed opportunity. So you can only play this on PS4, but I will say, it's worth it. There's a lot of great games on Dreams. But I also think, there was this Jurassic Park game. It was a fan-made Jurassic Park game. And they got a cease and desist. And again, it was all being made in Dreams. They got a cease and desist from Universal, so they decided to completely rebrand it to its own original IP. And when I heard that, I was like, well, you should just not release it in Dreams. You should just make it in a completely different engine now. You should use like Unity or Unreal or Godot or Godot. Like, you should use those engines instead of Dreams, because it's no longer a fan project. It's now like its own thing, and I think it'd just be a waste of resources just to release it for Dreams, and only a select few people are gonna play. So I didn't agree with that. Like, when it was just a Jurassic Park fan game, I was like, okay, yeah, fine. It's a Jurassic Park fan game. Like, okay, that's fine. Well, but when it became its own IP because of the cease and desist, then I was like, well, how about we just rebuild it in a different? How about you just rebuild it in a different engine? Like, I feel like you're having a big missed opportunity by doing it in Dreams now. But this is a fan game because, Microsoft will not fucking make their own Banjo-Kazooie sequel. I think this is weird that IGN posted this trailer. Like, they even acknowledge it's a fan. That's like the second. I think that's like the second or third time I saw a fan trailer, a fan-made game, get a trailer on IGN, because Half-Life Alyx's big mod, I can't remember what it was called, but it was like this big mod, and it got a trailer from IGN, posted on IGN's YouTube channel, and I was like, oh, that's weird. But I do like that they are supporting like these fan games and posting them on their showcase, on their trailers. And what I've seen of this, I have not fully watched this trailer, so I am seeing this trailer for the first time. But it looks good. Like, I can clearly see that it is made in Dreams, because Dreams has this weird texture thing where it looks like it's a paintbrush. But it still looks great, and I bet this is going to play fucking fun. It's out now, I believe. It's going to be really fun, and it's going to probably play like the classic Banjo-Kazooie games. And it looks great. It absolutely looks great. I just wish it wasn't in Dreams. I know. This is a fan game. I basically just said the same thing about Jurassic Park, but you put so much work, and only a select few people are gonna play this. Because I don't even think no one's gonna really buy Dreams just to play this. Like maybe a select few people, but I don't think anyone's gonna buy Dreams just to play this. And even though there's a lot of good games on Dreams, the engine itself is very limiting in like controls and stuff. So it just feels off with a select few games. So I don't know how well this is gonna play. I just know some games just feel off, and there's a lot of good games in Dreams. It's just that if you're gonna put so much work into this, then make it an Unreal. Make it an Unreal. I mean, honestly. Like, I don't know. Like, it's a fan game, so they're not going to make money off of it, and Dreams does not allow you to make money off of anything. So, it's good for that. So, it's good for fan projects and stuff. But you could have put this time to make an actual original 3D platformer that was heavily inspired by Banjo-Kazooie. I don't know. I don't know. I understand, like, it's full, like, this is a game that I love and I want to show my appreciation. I understand that. But you could have also just posted on Itch for free or Game Jolt and a new engine. I don't know. It's just weird to me. It is weird to me. Let's put that one first. But it looks good. I definitely play it. And again, it does say play Dreams on Play on Dreams for PS5 and PS4. There is no PS5 version, but because of backwards compatibility, you can play all the PS4 titles minus two or three. We can play every PS4 title on PS5. So it does say PS5 and PS4. There is no native PS5 version. It's just the PS4 version backwards compatible. And I do recommend Dreams. I think Dreams is good, and it can teach you game development. I do think it can teach you game development. It is good for people trying to learn game development, so I recommend it just on that alone. And I definitely think it's more successful than Nintendo's what was it called? Something Game Back Playground or whatever. Game Builder something. It was Game Builder something. Because after Dreams came out, Nintendo decided to make a game making thing, and they called it Game Builder. And that was good for what it was, but Dreams is a lot more advanced. It actually feels like an actual game engine than Game Builder did. Like, you were very limited when it comes with a Game Builder, I do believe. But that also can teach you game development, and I do recommend that too if you want to learn game development and stuff. But I'm excited for this. I do believe it is out now. Yeah, it says available now. It's staring me right in the face. So I'm going to have to check it out. Okay. I think we're gonna move on to my next story. So remember in my last episode, we were talking about the statue, that weird statue Jeff Keighley was posting about, and how he had this tweet, which was the blank or silent, blank bleeds, new blank stare. Remember this word, stare. And so people were like, what is this statue in the desert that Jeff Keighley has? What is this statue? And I saw this. This is from a person named Kate Bush's husband too. And he goes, all right, everyone, you can stop being excited. It's just a sequel to the fucking Lords of the Fallen. And they're quoting, Kate Bush is quoting the original Jeff Keighley Game Awards tweet. And because it says something stirs within, it says stirs, ready to rapture, everyone believed that this statue, is tied in with Lords of the Fallen. And here is the original tweet, and it's not quoting Jeff Keighley. I originally thought it was quoting this tweet, but no, this was just Kate Bush's husband's to, who's Kate Bush? Wait, who cares? I'm not gonna think about that. Thing, and I saw everyone posting about this, going, "It's just Lords of the Fallen, guys," and everyone saw this tweet, and I was like, "Oh my god, it's Lords of the Fallen 2." I've heard the first one was good, but I just don't give a shit. If it's not Liza P2 or fucking an actual From Software game, Souls-likes, I just kind of I'll play them here and there, but I have no real interest to play Lords of the Fallen. And Lords of the Fallen 2, I'm not really excited for. And of course, every time something gets popped up with a 2 in it, or gets hot up, and people are like, "Oh my god, it's Bloodborne 2. Turns out it's Lord of the Fallen's 2. And I thought this too, like, okay, this is Lords of the Fallen because of this. Something stirs within. I'm like, okay, this is this statue that Jeff Keighley's been posting about is Lords of the Fallen 2. Then I saw this. Apparently, Jason Schreier responded to the statue being Cory Barlog's next game. So, it might not actually be Lords of the Fallen 2. There still is no confirmation. Not even Lords of the Fallen 2 confirmed this. All they did was just post this tweet saying something stirs within. So, we still don't know who, or what the statue is for. But Jason Schreier, what? I can't. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, Jason, man. I apologize for butchering your name. But Jason responded to the statue being Cory Barlog's next game. He said he doesn't know if Cory's new game will be revealed at the Game Awards, which he said the game being teased by the statue is a good one, though, and that a lot of people will be excited for it. So, this has to, like, if this is Cory Barlog's game, that'll be interesting. This is just, basically, he's not even really saying it's officially, like, Cory Barlog's game. He's saying that it's tying to the game. So I don't know how he really knows. And take this with a grain of salt. For God's sakes, take this with a grain of salt. And I'm just the messenger. That's all I am. I'm just regurgitating these stories. That's all I am. I did not create this. It was Jason. But also don't fucking attack him, because that's fucking stupid. Don't send hate his way. That's stupid. But if it is Cory Barlog's game, that actually makes me more excited than Lords of the Fallen 2. Because I'm like, I don't fucking care about Lords of the Fallen 2. Cory Barlog's game, I'm fucking excited. I'm excited for whatever that is. And apparently it's like a sci-fi game. Ooh, it's gonna be fucking good. I can't fucking wait. Oh my gosh, I truly think that is going to be good, because God of War 2018 is a really good game. Oh, I love God of War 2018. That's such a really good game. And I did like Ragnarok. But 2018, whew, that is truly a masterpiece. And I am excited to see what his next game is. If it's a sci-fi game, hell yeah. If it's a fantasy game, hell yeah. If it's God of War, hell yeah. But they've already confirmed that it's not God of War, so Cory Barlog's game has always been it has not really been confirmed what it is, but he has said that it's not a new God of War game. So I'm excited. And this is the game that Alana helped write. Chloe Barlog's next game. So when it gets revealed, she will talk a lot about it. And I love her videos. I love watching her streams and stuff. She's a great content creator, and I'm happy that she was able to act in Dispatch. Oh, I need to fully play Dispatch, to play a little bit of it. I loved what I played. I just need to really put my time and just focus on it. But I'm excited for what this is, and this statue's a mystery, and let's hope it's not Lords of the Fallen 2. Let's hope it's not some stupid mobile game. Let's hope it's something really fucking good. Really fucking good. Because if it's a mobile game or Lords of the Fallen 2, I will lose interest fast. I don't follow. I knew who MBG is because of Abandon, the game Abandon. The game. That's what I should be putting in a quote, is game. But I don't follow MBG, so these ones just appear on my feed. Update. Oh my gosh, we're updating. We're editing my podcast episode. Oh my gosh, because we got an update on the statue situation. Everyone was speculating, and there were some posts saying that it was Lords of the Fallen 2 because of Lords of the Fallen's official Twitter making posts that look similar to Jeff Keighley's posts in there. But it's been confirmed by the founder and CEO of the developers of Lords of the Fallen. They made Lords of the Fallen, CI Games. They're the developers of Lords of the Fallen. And he said, flattered so many think we're behind that statue. Can confirm it's not us. We're just as hyped as you are. Devs are praying it's something from, like, from software. They're not saying like, oh, is it from blank? They're saying it's something from software. I wish they kind of said it's from software, because it from looks like it's just that's why I hate the name From Software. Devs are praying it's something from. So, see, even when I'm, oh my gosh, just saying that sentence sounds like it's a wrong sentence, because it's like, from what? From what? But it means from software. Devs are playing it's something from software. Huge respect to them, and we dream of reaching that level one day. Big news coming for both Lords of the Fallen and Lords 2. We've listened. Soon it's time to reveal. Thanks for the insane love on August trailer. Now we're ready to step it up again. Okay, start with that. It's still not. It's not been confirmed. It's not. What is this? It's not Lord of the Fallen. It's not God of War. It's not Diablo 4. It's not Elder Scrolls. What the fuck is this? Oh my gosh! It's definitely not Bloodborne. It's definitely not Bloodborne. So it's not Bloodborne. But what is this? What is this statue? What is this statue, Jeff Keighley? What is this statue? My gosh. Like, this is so crazy. Such big hype, and I hope it's something that we have been wanting. Because why build up this hype if it's just something that people are going to be like, okay, that's cool. Like, this just seems like you're building way too much hype for something that's just going to be like a new IP or something. It has to be something that we've been hyping for. Like, not new IP is like, new IP from a legendary developer would still be hype. But a new IP from some indie developer, why? I feel like people would be very disappointed, and it would just be like, well, that was a waste of time and stuff like that. So it has to be something big. It has to be really big for whatever it is. And I'm excited. I'm very excited. I hope it's something awesome. It's not Bloodborne 2. I will 100% bet that it's not Bloodborne 2. Because I truly believe Sony does not want to do anything with Bloodborne. I think they have, I truly believe they have some little grudge for Bloodborne. That could be very silly of me to think, but I do feel like they have a little grudge. Maybe because people care more about Bloodborne than their other IPs. Who knows? I'm not really sure. But I just don't think we're going to see anything Bloodborne. And it's definitely not going to be related to the statue. Bloodborne is not related to the statue. So it's not Bloodborne 2. It's not a Bloodborne remaster. Just looking at the statue, it doesn't really fully match Bloodborne to me. But I do hope it is something from Software, because I do love From Software games. I would be happy for it. I think the announcement would be epic for a From Software game and not some other like Souls-like, honestly. But yeah, whatever the statue is, who knows? Who knows? My gosh. So let's talk about the next story, which again is from MBG, and it says, according to this leaker, which we will show the tweet to the leaker, the big Star Wars game reveal set for the Game Awards ends with the Old Republic. So he tweeted saying a big Star Wars game announcement is coming very soon, and just to be clear, this announcement has nothing to do with Star Wars Zero Company or Eclipse. And then he added on, the title of the game ends with the Old Republic. What could this be? Well, if you remember, they announced a while back, I should have opened up the trailer, but you know, I'm not that professional. I'm bad. I apologize. But they announced a remake of Star Wars. Was it Rise of the... No, what's it called? Something of the Old Republic. Oh, let's just put in an Old Republic remake. What is it called? Knights of the Old Republic. That's what it's called. Knights of the Old Republic. And I'm gonna upload. I'm gonna look at the announcement trailer, which was in 2021. And if you remember correctly, Knights of the Old Republic remake got revealed in 2021 at the PlayStation Showcase, and there has been development troubles, and it seemed like it was in development hell because of all these development troubles. And this is the trailer we saw in 2021, and it wasn't even gameplay. It was just like a cinematic of the. I didn't know nothing about Knights of the Old Republic. I played a little bit of it. I need to fully play the original. So is this the villain? I think it's the villain of the game. But this is all we got, and the developers of this game, I think they were going to be the developers who worked on some of the Star Wars remastered games, and this was going to be a full-on remake of the game for PS5, and it's just been in development hell. They switched developers. What happened was Saber was the publisher, the owner of the studios, and they gave it to one studio that is known for Star Wars remasters. They don't really do that great of a job with remasters, and this studio is also going to be remastering that Deus Ex remaster, that shitty fucking remaster that's coming out with AI upscaling and all that shit. Yeah, they were originally going to develop a Knights of the Old Republic remake. Saber then was like, let's give it to another team, and all I've heard is that nothing's been going forward. But if it has returned, if Knights of the Old Republic has returned, like this leaker is saying, that would be cool. Again, for God's sakes, take this with a grain of salt. Take this with a grain of salt. Do not say what this leaker is saying, this rumor. It's just a rumor. I say leaker, but it's a fucking rumor. Let's be honest with ourselves. It's a rumor. There's no proof that it's an actual leak or anything. Like, all this person's saying is, there's gonna be a big announcement coming soon. Oh my god. And of course, talking about the Game Awards, it's gonna be Star Wars related. and it's the Old Republic. Like, what if it's not even Knights of the Old Republic? What if it's that MMO Old Republic game? Like, like it's just the Old Republic. I think they're trying to hint at Knights of the Old Republic. So, so I'm excited to see what the hell Knights of the Old Republic remake would be like, because I heard great things about the original, and I am going to play the original. I'm not just going to wait until the remake, because I own the original on the Switch, and I heard great things about the original, and I just wanted to see this remake. I love the Star Wars. This was during a time where I still was loving the series, both movies, TV shows. Well, TV shows and games. Movies, I was slowly kind of being pushed off because of fucking the sequel trilogies. I hate the sequel trilogies. Especially, I don't hate all the sequels. I like The Force Awakens for what it was. I defended The Last Jedi. But Rise of the Skywalker was the final straw, and it made me realize Disney has had no real plan for this fucking series. And they just kind of winged it, and was a terrible fucking decision. And they still have no plan. They're still proving to me every day that they have no plan with Star Wars. And they're just kind of winging it. And I don't think that's a good decision you should be doing with fucking Star Wars. George Lucas, even though they had new ideas always coming in, he still always had a plan. And even though not a lot of people liked the things that he did, I still think he did a much better job than what Disney was fucking doing, because at least we got stuff like the Clone Wars, both the original 2D animated series and the fucking CGI 3D animated series. And we got many great video games. We were getting so many good video games and so many good books and stuff. And with Disney now and Star Wars, it's just become a fucking mess of a series that I genuinely have no excitement for. Now, just to be clear, I want to be heavily clear. I do not agree with what a lot of grifters are saying about Star Wars. I don't agree with any of that. But what I do agree with is that Disney is not truly having a plan with Star Wars, and they're just kind of fucking everything up because they just don't know what to do. And I think if they got someone who could just hire one person who is able to completely plan out the next few years, I think they could definitely do a much better job than what they're doing. But most of the time, Disney is just doing what Disney does, and they're making marketable characters, like little cutesy characters that you can buy in a t-shirt and be like, oh my gosh, I got the new plush toy of this character. Which I do love. I do love Guru. Baby Yoda. It's Guru. But I've lost interest in the Mandalorian. I have no excitement for the new movie. I generally don't care because of season 3. Season 3 was a fucking dumpster fire. I hated that season. And so, as I said before, I have no real excitement for Star Wars anymore. But I'm still excited for video games. Even though we've only really had two recent examples of good Star Wars games, and everything else has been a mixed bag. It's just been either shit or just it had problems here and there, but it's a fun little game. Like I heard, like people say Battlefront 2 is fun, and I had fun with it. But that main campaign was stupid to me. I hated the store's main campaign. But I'm not really a multiplayer fan either, so the multiplayer I just don't. Give me single player games and make it good, and not. Wait, we had a Lego Star Wars. Lego Star Wars is a fucking great game. Why not Lego Star Wars: The Skywalker Saga? That was fucking great. I love that game. But as far as I remember, we only had Jedi Fallen Order, Jedi Survivor, and Lego Star Wars. So we had three good games. And the 3 not so good games. So, you know, it equals itself out. I know what it actually equals itself out. So, you know, that's good. That is good. But I do hope that Knights of the Old Republic remake has finally got out of that development hell, and we get a release date for it, or something like gameplay. I hope it will be released next year, because the PS5 next year is going to be the last. I truly believe that next year is going to be the last year of the PS5, and probably PlayStation. Not the last year of PlayStation, but this is going to be like the PS6. PlayStation has said multiple times that they are slowly moving out of the console gaming and just focusing on just gaming itself. Like, they're going to focus on gaming stories and stuff, games themselves, but they want to slowly kind of move out of the console like mainframe. So I do think this next console generation is going to be the last for PlayStation and Xbox. The next console generation will be the last of Nintendo. No, Nintendo's fucking stubborn. I did say this. I truly did say this. I said, I honestly said, well, I was talking to my friends like before PlayStation made a decision to publicly say like we're slowly moving away from consoles as well. I've always said Xbox was going to be the first one to just completely leave consoles. Then it was going to be PlayStation. Then it was going to be eventually Nintendo. But because of how stubborn Nintendo is, like Nintendo is a stubborn company, I think they're going to very much outlast PlayStation and Xbox for a good 5 more years, maybe. And then eventually, I do think eventually console gaming is just going to become Steam Decks and shit. Steam machines. Hopefully. And I say Steam machines even though it's looking like Steam machines are going to be priced at like PC prices, gaming PC prices, which I think is a bad decision. And I think Steam would have easily made back the money they made into producing the Steam machines if they make it just a low price, because they own fucking Steam. So I feel like they could have easily made back the money just by making it console prices. So let's hope they do eventually make it console prices, but it very much seems like they're going to make the Steam machine PC gaming prices, and I think that's a bad decision. I truly do think it's a bad decision. Anyways, I hope Knights of the Old Republic is out of development hell. That'd be awesome. Excited for that game. And I hope The Wolf Among Us 2 is out of development hell. That'd be awesome. Excited for that game. And I hope Duke Nukem Forever is that is out of development hell. That's been out for a long time. Yeah. I liked it. I did. I liked Duke Nukem Forever. But of course I didn't really have that strong nostalgia with Duke Nukem, because when Duke Nukem Forever came out, I just got into the Duke Nukem series. It was around that time, so I played Duke Nukem Forever and I liked what I played. But I bet if I had to wait the length of everyone else who played Duke Nukem Forever, I very much would have been like, yeah, this is probably not that great. But I still defend Duke Nukem Forever. I think it's still a fun game for what it is. It's not great. It's not as bad as everyone says it is. So I hope Knights of the Old Republic, if it is coming out, and if this rumor guy, I'm not going to call him a leaker, because I think that's dumb, because it's just a rumor, and it's just a rumor. That's all it is. Now, calling them a leaker is stupid. Like they're just a rumor. Like they didn't leak anything. All they said is a game's going to be announced soon. That's all they said. They didn't even really show. To me, a leak to me is someone that has hard evidence that this is happening, and they have proof. Like, for example, leaking, like the leakers who leaked GTA 6 gameplay and stuff like that, or the leakers who leaked Wolverine. Yes, they did it through hacking and shit, but those are still leakers. They still leaked real evidence. People who call someone like this a leaker, they're not doing anything except saying what they've heard through like someone else. Like they heard it from a game journalist or something like that. And so if it's real, then technically they leaked it, but honestly, I could just say, oh yeah, a new Star Wars game is coming out, and look, it's going to be announced soon, and look at that. They actually announced a new Star Wars game. Ooh, crazy. It's like Star Wars is a big property or something. And Old Republic is a remake that has been in development for a while, so it's not really hard to say these things and be like, yeah. So I don't really see these as leaks. I just see them as rumors until they can very much prove that they are leaking real information. Like they have something that is hard evidence that they can confirm, be like they hint specifically something that happens in the trailer. And then we look back and go, holy shit, they actually hinted, they actually said that what was going to happen in the trailer. They just said a line, like let's say, like a character said some epic line, and a leaker quoted it by saying, oh, look out, there's going to be a new Star Wars game. And then they just kind of quote it, not really explaining what the quote is, but they just kind of quote it. Then to me, I'll be like, okay, that person is an actual leaker. But a lot of times, people who are leakers, they just quote rumors that happen to be true or are true and stuff, but they don't really give you good enough evidence to be like, yeah, yeah, you did get a real source of information. To me, it's just more like, yeah, they kind of just guessed right about something. You know, I am going to talk about the Netflix stuff with Warner Brothers. I haven't seen a lot of posts from I don't have it. It wasn't in my documents. I've just seen to talk about. But I now just want to share my thoughts on it. I haven't seen a lot of posts from the CEO of Netflix saying some stupid fucking shit and saying how movie theaters are outdated, and they said the success of Barbieheimer, when people got excited for Barbie and Oppenheimer as a double feature, like, oh, you go see Oppenheimer and then you go see Barbie, and people get excited. It's like, if that would have easily been recreated for, I truly believe, if theaters completely going away, that would have been completely still be created the same way. And I go, no, it fucking wouldn't. No, it fucking wouldn't. The hype of that was because of the whole double feature thing. It was because of this silly concept. And honestly, I could do that with anything and any movie on any streaming service. That, like, no, the hype could not be created the same way, because what made the hype special was you were going with a gathering of people. You were going with a large group of people who have the same interest, the same humor, and they were going dressing up in costumes. People dressing up as people in suits for Oppenheimer, or people dressing up in Barbie outfits and going to see Barbie, or going to see Oppenheimer and then go seeing Barbie and shit. Like, there was a group activity. It was a group activity, and you cannot recreate that with the same thing on just social media. Yeah, you can probably get your friends together and watch it, but you're not going to have that same, like, excitement you did when you went to go see in the theater Oppenheimer and then Barbie. So what the CEO of Netflix is saying is fucking idiotic. I truly think it's idiotic. Of course, they have said in the past that if they do buy Warner Brothers, all Warner Brothers movies would be going to still be going to theaters. But with this whole thing of him talking about like theaters and shit, I think it kind of shows he's gonna very much go back on his word on that. And and I just don't think it's a good decision to let fucking Netflix buy Warner Brothers. Don't let Netflix buy Warner Brothers. For God's sakes, don't do this. This is very idiotic. Like they're gonna fucking fuck everything up. They're gonna cancel projects. There's a chance that James Gunn is gonna be out of a fucking job, and James Gunn was doing fucking great with the DC universe. It's just gonna be fucked up again. Oh my god. Like we were slowly seeing a fix, even though Warner Brothers still was making bad decisions. I still truly believed Warner Brothers was still making bad business decisions with canceling cartoon shows on Adult Swim and other cartoon projects and shit. But Netflix is way worse at canceling fucking projects. Oh my god, they're gonna make so many bad business decisions. It's gonna be so fucking awful. I'm not excited for this. You should not be excited for Netflix buying Warner Brothers. Oh my god, it's gonna be so bad. Oh, it's just gonna be awful. So again, this is the end of the episode. I do stream these on Twitch, which is twitch.tv/JarveyRocks. That is twitch.tv/JarveyRocks. But I do upload them to my second YouTube channel, JarveyRocks2, which is spelled TWO. So you'll be able to watch those when they get uploaded to YouTube. And I would like you to subscribe to my main YouTube channel, just Jarvey Rocks. It's called Jarvey Rocks. It's just Jarvey Rocks, just like this Twitch channel. And I upload edited gaming playthroughs of me playing a bunch of games. At the moment, the first video I've uploaded is I played 3 Steam FPS first-person shooter demos. Go check it out. Great and weird FPS demos. Absolutely a fun little video I edited. And again, my whole idea is I'm gonna play the entirety of a game and then edit them down into like an hour or 2 video, a long video. So go check it out on my main channel, and also I will try to post short films that I would like to make eventually. So subscribe to my main channel, which is Jarvey Rocks, just Jarvey Rocks. But also subscribe to Jarvey Rocks 2, which is spelled TWO, and follow me on twitch.tv/Jarvey Rocks, and also follow me on Blue Sky, which is at jarveyrocks.bsky.social. And I will see you guys in the next episode of Jarvey's Random Podcast. Bye-bye.